and we all talked about the news, and it was never discussed, oh, shall we pull out? But obviously,
so
people are saying
but that kind of tells me, if you're looking at a plan B, if you're looking at a plan B, it means plan A is looking rather shaky.
So really, he's kind of mugged himself off a little bit by saying, I'm going to knock this guy out. He didn't give Eubank enough respect. Like I say, he was throwing shots at several points in it.
Conor Benn pulls out just days before his rematch with Chris Eubank Jr., and the timing couldn't be worse. With speculation running wild, insiders scramble for clarity while fans roast him mercilessly. This isn't just an injury, it's a reputational hit that overshadows his preparation and raises serious questions about commitment.
Foolishness, and they tried to shut this thing down. And I'm saying that's fake news. I'm not having that. So let's wait and see. If it's true, that's a shame. You'll have to get to the bottom of it.
Benn's pullout has everyone talking, and Hearn's words can't hide the truth. A serious sparring injury forced him to step back, crushing months of preparation. Money, hype, and momentum were on the line, yet his body betrayed him at the worst moment, leaving fans questioning both timing and credibility.
with the fight, he was never going to pull out of the fight. He's been training since April, May for this fight. He's making a lot of money for this fight. It's a fight that he believes he can win.
Frank Warren now confirms the brutal medical reality behind Benn's pullout. Benn's injury is no joke. Fractured orbital floor and hip hemorrhage to the retina are serious and demand recovery. This isn't an excuse, it's a legitimate threat to his career. Fans roasting him now have to face facts. Benn isn't pulling out for fun, he's sidelined by real damage.
And it will confirm that he has broken the floor of his orbit. He has a fracture, and he had a hemorrhage to his retina.
Chris Eubank Jr. is calmly exposing Benn's flimsy excuses. While Benn hides behind injury claims, Jr. is fully prepared, cut, and focused. The contrast couldn't be sharper. One's a disciplined professional, the other a guy making last-minute headlines about minor setbacks. Benn looks small, both literally and metaphorically.
I can't really say too much.
I know you can't, and I appreciate that.
I just can't, but you know.
Benn's injury timing is being roasted mercilessly. Experts and fans alike see the pattern excuses stretching credibility to its limit. In boxing, you either fight or step aside. Benn's attempts to spin a story are falling flat, while Jr. silently sharpens his advantage.
Similar narrative to Dillian White and a Coley. End of the day, that should be a Coley all day and night. Yeah, you don't want to fight no young heavyweights like that though. He either wants to put on a fight in a top fighter who's done all the hard work and take his chances, or he wants an old washed up dude. Fight, react, poor. That's what a Coley needs to do. Because I don't like that. People schedule fights and then they pull out. Oh, I was injured. Well, if you was injured, you won't be injured in 4 months.
Warren pulls no punches. Benn's pullout isn't just embarrassing, it's financially painful. Training camps cost a fortune, and every day of preparation loss hits hard. While Benn hides behind injury, the truth is clear. He's left promoters, trainers, and fans frustrated, exposing a side of him that's more about excuses than accountability.
Well, he's pissed off. I mean, he was a big fight. He's trained very hard. If you don't fight, you don't get paid. You imagine the cost involved in a training camp, booking places to set the camp up, bringing the sparring partners in, the nutritionists, the chefs, trainers and everybody, and you don't get paid. It's a massive loss. You can't insure it, or if you do, it costs a fortune to insure, but very, very disappointing.
Eubank Jr. is the predator. Benn is the puppy whining about scrapes. Mackenzie's words make it clear. Jr. will strike when Benn is vulnerable, while Benn's excuses pile up. This isn't just a fight, it's a lesson in preparation, timing, and how quickly hype crumbles under pressure.
Because you know what I know, he's become a bit of a predator, and he waits and he pushes and he pushes and then he waits and then he springs and sets his trap and then...
Spencer Brown now adds the insider chatter behind Benn's last-minute chaos. Chaos behind the scenes is exposed, and Benn looks more like a mess than a fighter. While his camp scrambles for clarity, Jr. stays composed. Fans are left shaking their heads. Benn's injury story is unraveling, making him the punchline even before the bell rings.
How serious is anything? It was, well, we knew half an hour ago. You probably noticed I've been on the phone running back and forth.
Coldwell is laying it bare. He's tired of the circus surrounding Ben's injury and pullout. Boxing has always had drama, but this reeks of manufactured chaos. Fans and insiders alike are frustrated by the constant excuses and half-truths, which only tarnish the sport. Ben's credibility is slipping, and social media hype is trying desperately to cover it up. Coldwell's point is sharp. We've seen this before, and repeated bad behavior and controversies create a bad reputation, not just for Ben, but for the sport as a whole. The ring demands accountability, and hiding behind injuries doesn't cut it. Fans want action, honesty, and respect for the game, not theatrics.
I'm a bit sick of it, to be honest. I feel as though the sport needs... We always used to take the piss. When I was younger, I remember cycling had such a bad reputation, everybody being a cheat. Had a really bad...
Mackenzie cuts straight to the heart of the controversy. Ben's actions are more than disappointing. They're disrespectful, not just to the fans, but to his own legacy and his father's name. Pulling out days before a high-stakes rematch sends a loud message about priorities. Hype over heart, excuses over execution. While Junior stays disciplined, Ben's choices make him look immature and unreliable. The media, insiders, and fans all sense the tension, and Mackenzie doesn't sugarcoat it. Every misstep erodes confidence in Ben's abilities and professionalism. In a sport where timing, preparation, and accountability define careers, Ben is undermining himself, leaving his team, promoters, and supporters frustrated, and the boxing world watching with disappointment.
It's just wrong, in my book. But you know what? I also think that, you know, what he's done is it's like a slap in the face for his dad.
Warren's commentary shows just how far Ben's pullout stretches beyond mere ego or embarrassment. Training camps are massive financial and logistical undertakings, and Ben's injury leaves a gaping hole in months of planning and investment. The fighters, support staff, and promoters all bear the brunt, and Warren's disappointment is palpable. This isn't just about missing a fight, it's about breaking trust, squandering opportunities, and undermining the professionalism of the sport. While Chris Jr. waits, prepared and focused, Ben becomes the punchline and example of hype overshadowing responsibility. Every day of training, every booked sparring partner, every ounce of preparation now risks being wasted. Fans, insiders, and the boxing world are left shaking their heads.
Well, he's pissed off. I mean, he was a big fight. He's trained very hard. If you don't fight, you don't get paid. And you imagine the cost involved in a training camp, you know, booking places to set the camp up, bringing the sparring partners in, the nutritionists, the chefs, trainers and everybody, and you don't get paid. It's a massive loss. You can't insure it, or if you do, it costs a fortune to insure. But very, very disappointed.
Barry Jones is cutting straight to the core. Ben is stepping into a storm he might not weather. The first fight was brutal, and this rematch promises to be even tougher. Unless Ben lands an early knockout, which seems unlikely given his current form, he faces a long, punishing night inside the ring. This isn't just speculation. It's grounded in Ben's recent setbacks, questionable preparation, and the mental burden of pulling out days before the fight. Eubank Jr., disciplined and primed, enters as the clear favorite. Ben's credibility and confidence are now on trial, and every misstep in training and pre-fight media adds pressure. The odds are stacked against him, and Jones doesn't hesitate to warn that Ben could be his own worst enemy.
And so this fight can only harm him. Because that was a hard fight, the first one. This one will be another hard fight, whoever wins, unless there's a real unless someone gets caught with the shot really early, then it's going to be a hard night. Which you still have to make Eubank the favourite again, like I did the first time.
Bomac McIntyre leaves no room for debate. Ben is already on the back foot. Chris Eubank Jr. has dominated psychologically and tactically before, and there's no reason to expect anything different now. Every public appearance, every press conference, every stare down has reinforced Eubank's upper hand, leaving Ben scrambling. The fact that Ben is now pulling out due to injury only amplifies the narrative that he's vulnerable, both physically and mentally. Bomac highlights that Eubank's experience and preparation put him in complete control. He knows Ben's style inside out. For Ben, it's a steep uphill battle. The fight is no longer just about skill, it's about confidence, strategy, and presence. McIntyre's verdict is clear. Ben is dangerously exposed, and Eubank Jr. is ready to capitalize.
For me to ask you, but I'm going to ask it anyway, Bomac. Is there any way you can see that Conor Benn beats your guy?
No, I can't, for the simple fact that it's hard to beat it's hard to beat the guy that already didn't beat you. I mean, I can see that Chris is beating him at everything. The press conference, the stare downs, the fight. To me, he got his number, you know. And I think he's going to be in a better position coming into this next fight because Chris know what to expect.
Eubank Sr. doesn't mince words, exposing Ben's narrative for what it is: inflated hype, misleading claims, and misplaced credibility. Sr. points out that Ben is receiving unearned attention and criticism, with his team taking responsibility for controversies he doesn't fully control. The implication is stark: Ben's public image is more a creation of PR spin than actual performance or accountability. While the world debates injury claims and pullouts, Sr. reminds us that professionalism and preparation matter far more than excuses or headlines. This kind of unfiltered insight is rare in boxing commentary. It highlights the disconnect between Ben's media persona and his actual ring readiness. Eubank Sr.'s frankness underscores that credibility in boxing comes from action, not words.
You know, Conor talking about Crawford. What are you talking about?
Okay.
You haven't, I mean, it seems to me as I go back and look, I'm the only one giving him credibility. I don't believe he had anything to do with being juiced up. He got juiced up, his team juiced him up, whoever they are. That's my view. I don't think he had anything to do.
Smith delivers the balanced, hard truth. Boxing thrives on drama, but not all drama is admirable. Ben's last-minute injury and pullout have intensified attention, media speculation, and fan debate, transforming what should be a technical rematch into a spectacle. While we don't condone excuses, Smith points out a reality of fight business: the show must go on, and controversy sells. Ben's missteps have inadvertently heightened stakes, adding unpredictability to the event. Fans and insiders now watch closely, waiting for clarity and resolution. In many ways, Ben's actions have amplified the event, but at the cost of his reputation. Smith reminds the audience, boxing is as much about management, preparation, and mental toughness as it is about punches thrown.
You're twice as big for the casual fans. Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens next.
The Conor Benn pullout has shaken the boxing world to its core. From serious injury whispers to his credibility being questioned by legends like Chris Eubank Sr. and Brian Bomac McIntyre, Ben finds himself in a storm he can't punch his way out of. Eubank Jr. now walks into this rematch not only physically prepared, but psychologically dominant, while Ben's camp scrambles to manage setbacks and media scrutiny. Every training camp cost, every sparring session, every expectation now adds pressure, and the spotlight on Ben's resilience, or lack thereof, could define his career. Fans are divided, analysts are debating, and insiders know the truth. This fight, even postponed, has already reshaped Ben's narrative. If you're passionate about boxing drama, fighter psychology, and the real stories behind the headlines, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join the discussion below, because in boxing, the fight isn't just in the ring, it's everywhere.